Hello, everyone. I'm Brent Humphreys, and I'm yelling from the couch. Welcome in to this week's edition of Yelling from the Couch. We have a lot to discuss. This past week, the Reds had an eventful week. Bengals had a little bit of news. Kentucky Wildcats basketball had some news. The media days going on for the football team. Well, we will start out today's podcast with the best thing I saw from the last week. Well, the best thing I saw from the last week was Kentucky Wildcats going to Canada and winning Globl Jam. Not just winning Globl Jam, winning all of their games almost by double digits. Wasn't complete double digits, but the round-robin game, they defeated Germany. Then they defeated Canada pretty handily, and then they played the BAL team from Africa. They defeated them pretty handily as well. And then Sunday, the gold medal game against Canada, they took care of business, and they won. The same event last year Baylor was in. Baylor went 1-4 in. Now, I know some of these players that Kentucky was playing against won't be the competition that they'll be facing when they do go into SEC play or the NCAA tournament. But for a team that just got together with very few people coming back from last year's team, you have Antonio Reeves, Adu Thiero, and a bunch of other dudes. Trey Mitchell obviously had some success out of West Virginia and experience there. And, that was it. The rest of them were freshmen that played. Antonio Reeves winning the MVP of the tournament. Well-deserved. I mean, he was the best player down there for sure. So glad to have Antonio Reeves back. He makes this team dangerous if he's hitting shots like he was down there. And he was hitting shots. The surprise of this tournament, if you ask me, Reed Sheppard. That kid, he's going to play in the NBA one day. I thought that he would probably be a 4-year player at Kentucky. It's looking like he's probably not going to be there for all 4 years if he keeps playing the way he played today, played in that tournament over the weekend. Big surprise. Kid just coming up, true freshman from North Laurel, just in high school a few months ago playing ball. And this kid just come out and just balled out defensively, offensively. He's athletic. I mean, dunking the ball, that block that he had against the backboard reminded me of the Tayshaun Prince or the LeBron James come from behind block. It was just amazing, and he's going to be a good one. And this team, if Aaron Bradshaw comes back, I don't know how he'll fit in with the rest of the team, but with the small lineup that they had, it might be a good thing that Ugonna didn't play. Now, he is hurt foot, and he may not be back for quite a while, but this team looks pretty good right now without him. I know it's just July, and it's like, oh, yeah, calm down. I mean, seeing what Kentucky does when it comes to March. Yeah, I hear that. But right now, they are, for a team playing in July like that and to play that way, it's pretty impressive no matter who they're playing against. And this team just came together less than a month ago. This roster wasn't even fully formed. Trey Mitchell didn't come in until, a few weeks ago after Huggy Bear got let go at West Virginia. And then you got Jordan Burks and Joey Hart. They just joined the team 1st of June, I believe. And for them to come out, and those two guys, to be fair, they didn't play a whole lot. Burks played quite more than Hart did, but still, they didn't really contribute a whole lot. But still, they're part of this team, and they weren't a part of it a month and a half ago, and now they are, and they look like they were having fun out there, which winning cures a lot of things. We'll see how this season goes with the Kentucky Wildcats in the basketball, but fun little few days preview of the Cats here in July. Instead of Christmas in July, it's kind of like, Cats in July. But now moving on to the worst thing I saw from the last week. The worst thing I saw from the last week was the Reds getting swept after the All-Star break to start the second half of the season to the Milwaukee Brewers. And not just getting swept, getting shut out the first two games. Counting the game before that, it would be 3 straight shutouts against the Brewers. And then Sunday they come back and they blew a lead. Ended up losing 4-3 in that game. And then after that, they went to San Francisco. No, they didn't go to San Francisco. San Francisco came up here. And San Francisco beat them Monday night and Tuesday night, first 2 games of the series, putting the Reds' losing streak at 6 in a row. Now, they had a chance to really push Milwaukee away and run away with this division, but they just couldn't get it done, and they are now back in chase mode again. They were, as time of recording, they were 2.5 games out for Milwaukee for first place, which it's not insurmountable, but the games you play against the top teams like that, you've got to really bring your A game. They have a tough series coming up this weekend against Arizona. Arizona just took some out of the Braves. I'm pretty sure they took like 2 or 3 out of the Braves. And one of the games was like 16-13. A lot of scoring in those games. But Tuesday night, there was a lot of scoring in the Reds game. It was 11-10. And how about the debut of Christian Encarnacion Strand? CES, yes. He played Monday. He got called up. He played, rain delay, didn't do anything that day. Well, Tuesday he comes up. He pinch hits for Jake Fraley. Jake Fraley, who went deep, hit a home run earlier in the game for the Reds. And David Bell says, no, we're going to pinch hit for you here, Jake. So he pinch hits for him, and he brings up CES. CES comes up, slider, sends it into the left field seats, upper decker, gone. He crushed the ball. That's some power right there. And he just... very impressive. The kid, I seen he's hitting a whole bunch when he was down in AAA, and the Reds, in that deal that they got for Tyler Malley, just think about it. They got him, they got Spencer Steer out of that, and the Twins got Tyler Malley, which, Tyler Malley, okay, yeah, decent pitcher, but I don't know if it's worth all that. I'm glad that the Reds made the deal. Pretty good deal out there getting it from the Twins. The Reds won 2 in a row now. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They won 3-2 on Wednesday, beating the Giants. And then Thursday, they beat the Giants 5-1. Andrew Abbott goes 8 innings during that game. The longest outing by a Reds pitcher this season. And we're like 90-some games, almost 100 games in. It's crazy to think that no Reds starter has went that long in a game yet. It's just crazy. You think that by now they would have had a starter go that long. Nope, not yet. And Abbott was pitching pretty good. Took him out, brought in Derek Law. Derek Law gives up a home run to Wilmer Flores, who just absolutely crushed the Reds this year. This series, he absolutely crushed them. It seems like he hit a home run several times. He was a Reds killer this series. But they got the split against the Giants, which, after the first 2 games, that's, you're glad to see that they actually, that they split with them there. and that they didn't lose the series or get swept after the way the first two went. They could have rolled over and just but they and let them beat them. But they got the Diamondbacks coming up this weekend. The Diamondbacks take 2 of 3 from the Braves. They won the first two, and then the Braves won the last game 7-5. The Diamondbacks are a pretty good team. They got a pretty good rookie, Corbin Carroll. But the Reds, they got some pretty good rookies themselves there. And the whole infield the other day was a rookie. You had Christian Encarnacion Strand playing first base, Matt McClain playing second base, Ellie De La Cruz playing shortstop, and Spencer Steer playing third base. The first time the Reds had run an all rookie infield out since the 1992 season. But stick around. We'll be back here in the next segment on Yelling from the Couch. Introducing Chestnut Hill Creamy Peanut Butter, the nutty sensation. Are you ready to elevate your peanut butter experience to new heights? Look no further than Chestnut Hill Creamy Peanut Butter, the ultimate indulgence for peanut butter lovers. With its rich, velvety texture and mouth-watering flavor, our peanut butter is a delectable treat that will leave you craving for more. Creamy perfection. Our carefully crafted formula guarantees a smooth and creamy texture that spreads like a dream on your favorite bread, crackers, or fruits. Say goodbye to clumpy and sticky peanut butter and say hello to pure, creamy perfection. 100% natural ingredients. At Chestnut Hill, we believe in providing only the best for our customers. That's why our creamy peanut butter is made from 100% natural, non-GMO peanuts without any dried preservatives or artificial flavors. Enjoy the pure, authentic taste of peanuts in every delightful spoon. Whether you're making a classic PB&J sandwich, adding a dollop to your smoothie, or using it as a dip for veggies, our creamy peanut butter is the perfection added to any snack or meal. Plus, it's packed with essential nutrients like protein, healthy fats, and fiber to keep you energized and satisfied. Chestnut Hill is loved by kids and adults alike. It's a pantry staple that brings joy and deliciousness to every household. Try it today. Experience the nutty sensation that everyone is raving about. Grab a jar of Chestnut Hill Creamy Peanut Butter from your nearest store and dive into a world of delightful flavor and pure satisfaction. Calling all peanut butter enthusiasts, share your love for Chestnut Hill Creamy Peanut Butter on social media using hashtag Nutty Sensation and tag us at Chestnut Hill PB. We can't wait to see your peanut butter creations. Indulge in the creamy goodness of Chestnut Hill Creamy Peanut Butter. It's a taste you'll crave again and again. Don't miss out on this nutty delight. Make it a part of your daily snack routine. Welcome back in, Yelling from the Couch. Just want to go back to the Reds real quick here. They did snap that 6-game losing skid. They won 3-2 over the Giants. On Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. They won 3-2 over Giants on Wednesday. Will Benson hit a 3-run home run, and that was the only run scored in the game for the Reds. Graham Ashcraft went 6 innings, pitched pretty good, give up a home run in the top of the 7th, and then they pulled him. But good start for Ashcraft. He's finally getting back to the way he was last year, the pitcher that he was and can be. He is there's just a really slow start for him this year. I don't know if the injury was what was holding him back or what it was, but he's really coming along the last 4 or 5 starts here, and hopefully he can continue that moving forward. And then, of course, you had Andrew Abbott in the series finale going 8 innings. Dude's been phenomenal all year, aside from the one start against the Brewers. And, you're going to have that with the rookie. He's going to come in. He's going to give up some runs. But so far, he's been stellar in his 7 starts. Really good call up there for the Reds with the lefty. And I don't know about you all, but if you look at Andrew Abbott, just facially looking at him with the mustache and everything, with that hat on, does he not remind you of like a young Alan Jackson? I mean, I see Alan Jackson when I look at him, country music singer Alan Jackson. That's why I think every time I see that. Then, another thing, I look at him and say, well, maybe, kind of looks like a little Richie Cunningham from Happy Days back in the day. But, yeah, he kind of gives me that Alan Jackson, kind of look to him a little bit there. But, I mean, he could look like whoever he wants to. It don't matter. But as long as he keeps pitching the way he's pitching out there and they give him the support that he needs, like he got some good run support today, and that's just what the Reds needed. And so they'll move on to play Arizona, and then after they play Arizona, they have the Milwaukee Brewers again for the last time this season. Now, hopefully they play better in that series than they did these last ones, but the Arizona's not going to be a pushover. They're gonna be a tough team to play, and hopefully the Reds are ready to rock and roll and come out there and win that series. Now I'd like to switch over to a little NFL news. Running backs in the NFL. There is a big debate now about running backs. Are they being underpaid? Is that position going away? Or how come certain other positions get paid more than the running back position? Well, running backs are, you could get a running back, draft a running back, keep them for a few years. Their rookie deal comes up, you can go get you another running back. Running back shelf life don't last very long. A lot of them don't get to that second contract. The whole debate come up earlier in the week with Saquon Barkley. Saquon was coming up on maybe trying to get a new deal, and the Giants declined giving him a big deal. So he's now thinking about setting out for the season because he thinks that, running backs are underpaid, and they, they're not like they used to be. Running backs used to be like one of the top, names, and, they would last a lot longer than they do now. Running back shelf life doesn't last very long. So, yeah, he's thinking about setting out. The Bengals, they have Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon actually took a deal, cut his deal in order to help the Bengals out in signing other players. So Joe Mixon gets it. He knows that, that he's not going to make a ton of money as a running back. And kids coming up, they're not going to want to play running back because they know that position's not going to get paid a whole lot. Hopefully they'll be, they get the pay that they deserve. But like I said, a shelf life for the running back ain't very long in the NFL, and with all them hits that they take and everything, and with the NFL going more pass happy, it's not the position that kids want to grow up to be and play. More NFL news. The Cincinnati Bengals, which is who we cover here the most, today they announced the 2 inductees into the Ring of Honor for Cincinnati. That will be Chad Johnson, or Ocho Cinco as he has been known by, and Boomer Esiason. Chad Johnson played for the Bengals for the first part of the 2000s. Played in 2 Super Bowls, or not Super Bowls. Made 2 playoff appearances with the Bengals, and then was traded off to the New England Patriots. Very good player, really good, really entertaining guy. Loved watching him play. Loved the celebrations that he would come up with. He was just really fun player. Really loved Chad Johnson. And Boomer Esiason, of course, he led the Bengals to the Super Bowl back against the San Francisco 49ers. in a loss against Joe Montana and them. Boomer is on NFL Today now during the games on CBS. Good announcer, still Bengals fan, still roots for the Bengals openly on there. So the Bengals will honor those guys on September the 25th at the halftime versus the Rams. So that'll be something to look forward to for the Bengals fans there. They could celebrate those guys going in and being inducted into the Cincinnati Bengals Ring of Honor. The SEC Media Days, switching over to UK football, college football. The University of Kentucky Wildcats go down to Nashville. Mark Stoops has his press conference yesterday for Media Days. And not much big news coming out of there. Not much big news coming out of SEC Media Days to begin with. It wasn't like last year's SEC Media Days where Jimbo Fisher kind of took a few shots at Nick Saban a little bit there. But that's what's going on there with Kentucky football right now. We're just a few weeks away from getting the kickoff started, and I cannot wait for Kentucky football. I believe this team is going to be pretty good. Devin Leary is supposedly the real deal. I can't wait to see the kid play, to see what he can do. They had him as a top pick last year, one of the top quarterbacks before the season out of North Carolina State, but he ended up getting hurt and just didn't live up to that potential and ended up transferring out and taking over for Will Levis at quarterback there. Will Levis, of course, drafted by the Tennessee Titans in the second round. So, yeah, I'm really excited for it. And it's only a few weeks away. I mean, we're getting pretty close. The first game of the season, they'll play Ball State at home. Then they play Eastern Kentucky at home, Akron at home, at Vandy, Florida at home, at Georgia, Missouri at home, at Tennessee, Mississippi State at home, Alabama at home, at South Carolina, and at Louisville to finish the season up. Now, I'm going to go through here real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction on each game and say if it's going to be a win or a loss and why I think one way or another. And it may be just a silly reason why I think that, but it's just, let's just do it for fun. We got a whole month to go. I'll probably do this again. But here we go. Kentucky and Ball State. They'll host Ball State first game of the season. I think Kentucky will come out and they'll win the first game. Ball State will probably give them a game. It always happens that first game of the year, especially under Stoops for some reason. They just don't come out the best the first couple of weeks of the season, it seems like. They kind of got to get into the flow of things. We'll see how this offense does under Liam Cohen coming back, homecoming for Cohen. Welcome back, Coach. And then the next week they'll play Eastern Kentucky at home. Obviously, I think that'll also be a win. Hopefully they don't need a last-second miracle prayer up to Dorian Baker to win the game like they did a few years ago. I believe the last time they played Eastern Kentucky. That was pretty rough. They went to overtime against Eastern Kentucky and throw it up to Dorian Baker in the corner over there, and he made a catch to seal it for the Cats. But, yeah, hopefully they don't need that this time. Hopefully it's much out of reach by the time it gets to that point, and they can comfortably kind of set people by the fourth. The next week they play another MAC team, Akron, the Zips. I think Kentucky will win that one as well. It'll be a home game, third game of the year. I think that'll be favorable for them. The week 4, they play Vandy at Vandy. I think the Cats win this one as well. Vandy is much improved. They have a pretty good coach, I believe, now. A decent coach. But we have their running back from last year, and we're getting payback. They beat us up here, and Kentucky's running back that they got, Ray Davis, ran all over Kentucky, and he's going to run all over the Commodores this year for the Cats, and the Cats are going to win that game as well. I got them starting this season right now, after that, 4-0. The next week they play Florida at home. Give me the Cats. I think Kentucky is the better team. I think Kentucky right now is the better program, and I think Kentucky right now has the better coach. For once, for the last 5-6 years now, Kentucky and Florida have flipped. Kentucky is the football program over Florida. Not historically, don't get me wrong on that. I know Kentucky has struggled. They lost to Florida for like 30-some years almost. Not anymore. Kentucky is going to beat Florida 5-0. Then they're going to roll into Athens, Georgia, and they're going to get crushed 5-1. Nothing else to say there. Georgia's just a different beast. Kentucky can bring their A game, and it probably won't matter because Georgia always has an A game. Even when they have a bad game, they're still having a good game. I mean, it'd have to have some sort of miracle to beat them. Not going to happen. Georgia will beat them. Kentucky will be 5-1 after that week. And then they go play Missouri. Missouri comes to Lexington to play. Missouri's a sneaky good team. They always play pretty tough against Kentucky. They think that this is a rivalry for some reason. Kentucky players don't think it's a rivalry. I don't think it's a rivalry. But somehow Missouri has it in their head that it's a rivalry. Give me the Cats on that one. 6-1 going at Tennessee. So they go to Tennessee. They can hardly beat Tennessee. It's something about Tennessee that always, even when Kentucky has the better team, they beat them. I think Kentucky's beat Tennessee 3 times in the last 12 years. I don't see them going down there and winning this one either. As much as I hate to say it, because I hate Tennessee. They low down, they dirty, they some snitches. It's the orange that you can't sit with. It's, that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. It's like a garbage truck worker convention in there, all that good stuff. But with their quarterback leaving this past year, I should know. Milton is the one that's coming in. He was highly touted. He come from Michigan. He's supposed to be, a lot of Tennessee fans will tell you that he is a lot better than the previous quarterback, but that is to be determined. But I still believe that Kentucky will probably drop that game to Tennessee, and they will be 6-2 after that, going into the final third of the season. And then they'll have the Mississippi State Bulldogs come up here. Now, Mississippi State has a new coach now after Mike Leach passed away in the offseason. Mike Leach was always an innovator on offense. He brought the air raid to Kentucky back in the day. I like to run and gun, throw it like that, but also a very good guy to listen to on interviews and all that. Very funny, very dry kind of humor. But they'll have a new coach. I believe Kentucky will take care of business there, and they will be 7-2 when Alabama Crimson Tide roll into town. This one here will probably be another one like Georgia. Now, Kentucky's got the home field advantage, but Saban is hungry. Saban has not won a championship in a few years now. Georgia has won several of them. He's wanting to get back to the mountaintop, and Kentucky's just going to be in the way for him. Kentucky will give him a battle because he always brags on Kentucky and how tough they are and how physical they are and how beat up his guys are. But this year I think that Alabama will probably take it again. Kentucky hasn't beaten them since like 97, and I don't see it happening again this year. So after that game, Kentucky will be 7-3. And then they go on to at South Carolina. Now, we owe South Carolina from last year. There's a little rivalry there between Beamer and Stoops. Stoops had somebody's stupid sunglasses or something like that. And after South Carolina beat Kentucky last year, he celebrated with his sunglasses. Which, if you can, if you beat somebody, you can talk all the smack you want to. There's no, you can't get mad at that. I mean, Stoops started the smack talk, and Beamer kind of shut him up on that, and that's fine and dandy, but we owe them. We owe them one this time, but I think South Carolina is going to beat us 7-4 after that game. And then at Louisville, Kentucky's going to pound Louisville like they pound Louisville every year. I don't think it's going to be close. Kentucky will win this game again and take home the Governor's Cup once again and play for a pretty decent bowl. That'll put them at 8-4. Decent bowl. They won't be in a New Year's Six bowl, but they'll be in a decent bowl again. And yeah, that's all I got on the UK schedule there. So thanks everybody for tuning in out there, and we will see you on the next week's episode. Yelling from the couch. See ya.
Yay!